The impact we want to have on the world is the key today. We are living in a period of profound transformation, where the concept of purpose, the deeper meaning that guides an individual or a group of people, is emerging in a more compelling way, even in the organizational context. I'm not saying that all organizations are prioritizing the theme, but I believe that those who haven't yet will soon do so. One very important example of a push towards purpose is represented by the Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations, which are 17 objectives that guide companies in promoting development, capable of meeting the needs of the present without compromising the capacity and resources of future generations. These are a set of wonderful goals aimed at creating a more sustainable future. Another example that relates to purpose are the ESG, Environmental, Social and Governance criteria. This acronym encompasses a series of evaluation elements used in the financial sector to assess the sustainability of investment made by companies. In other words, when evaluating an investment, the risk and return profile of portfolios, it is increasingly common to consider the company's performance with respect to ESG criteria. Expected profit is no longer the sole value to consider. These are signs that something significant is happening at a systemic level, and organizations, being systems themselves, are becoming aware of it. But beware, merely setting objectives, establishing parameters, or writing values on the wall is not enough to generate real change. If our heads, hearts, and hands are not perfectly aligned, everything will remain superficial. And this superficiality will never encounter substance, the substance that transforms and evolves. To be even clearer, all these things are meaningless if the people who make up these systems do not change. Putting the focus on sustainable development goals, ESG criteria, or organizational values is a necessary condition, but not sufficient for the evolution of the company system. The change that needs to be nurtured and supported is that of the heart, or if you prefer, mindset. People must start thinking strategically, supporting and embracing goals that go beyond themselves. Without this step, what is too far removed from our personal gain runs the risk of being misunderstood, set aside, leaving us at best indifferent or frustrated. On the other hand, if we train ourselves to think, feel and act in an ecological manner, meaning we pay attention to the system we are part of, then we will be able to embody sustainable development goals in our daily actions, or choose the behavioral actions most aligned with our company's values, because we truly feel them as our own. We will feel that we are acting for the world, in line with a deep meaning, with a purpose. I argue that emotional intelligence is the key to this transformation for at least two reasons. Firstly, 6 Seconds has an extremely practical model that allows for tangible results. And secondly, this model goes beyond solving daily problems from a tactical standpoint and transforms emotional intelligence into a strategic competence. The 6 Seconds model consists of 3 areas: And in the last area of the model, self-direction, there is a competence called Pursue Noble Goals, which integrates all the others. Pursuing noble goals means having a clear understanding of our guiding star and enables us to think strategically with a holistic vision that involves others. Let's get practical. Becoming the CEO of our own company is not a noble goal. It's a great goal, but not interesting for understanding the significance of this competence. On the other hand, co-creating a context for humanity is stimulating people to explore alternatives for sustainable choices, is to foster the building of places where everyone has the opportunity to improve themselves, is. These are examples of noble goals. A noble goal is defined based on our values, includes others, promotes collective well-being, provides energy and contributes to the legacy we leave to our children, colleagues, and the whole world through our behavior. A noble goal is the reason why emotional intelligence is a strategic competence, rather than a tactical one, to be integrated into our personal and professional lives. It is also why it is essential to incorporate emotional intelligence into business processes, especially when the goal is cultural transformation. According to a recent Forbes study, better organizational sustainability is associated with better financial results. So, sustainability pays off. As mentioned earlier, it's not enough to say that the company follows ESG principles. It is necessary to create an organizational culture conducive to achieving them. And going back to the ESG criteria, if we want to improve our approach to climate, every employee must embody the what, how, and especially the why of engaging in this issue. If we want to improve how employees are treated, we cannot ignore a culture oriented towards empathy, optimism, and navigating emotions, especially unpleasant ones. If we want to focus on trust, it is essential to have managerial lines composed of leaders worth following. And I assure you that all the paradigms of carrot and stick or control-based management aren't helpful. In conclusion, change starts within each of us, and everyone can contribute. It isn't about magic, but about commitment to something greater. The company has the responsibility to provide the right learning stimuli for this to happen, and every individual employee has the responsibility to become the best version of themselves. This is why the concept of co-responsibility in achieving genuine strategic sustainability is important. So, what will be your next step to change things and fully live your purpose?